Nancy.
And we are J&N Travels. Well, the reason we are wearing bunny face things after Easter is because kids brought over a nice big basket of stuff on Easter Sunday to celebrate both our birthdays within a month of each other and our anniversary and Easter. And this was in there because they thought it would be great for our live on Sunday, but we did our live on Saturday because it was Easter. So just so that they can give a little bit of FaceTime, I guess. Okay.
All right.
So that's why we wore them. So how you doing today, Nance?
I'm doing great.
It's beautiful out there, about 60 degrees, wouldn't you say?
Oh, sunny and nice.
Yeah, gorgeous. Very gorgeous. The other thing, actually, I wanted to show you people, which was in the basket, which we thought was very thoughtful. Look at these.
Oh, yes.
These are cookies, homemade cookies. Isn't that kind of cool? That's J&N Travel.
And they're delicious, too.
That's right. And this one, well, actually, he's see-through. Let me just for the quick, let's do that so they can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the cute little froggy.
They're smiley.
That's right.
Too cute to eat, but they are delicious.
That's the thing.
Yes, they gave us a whole box of handmade cookies.
Right.
For our
for combination of the holidays, right?
Yeah. So instead of a cake, they brought up these cookies. They're very cool. I don't want to eat them because they're so cute.
You're right about that. So let's say a quick hello to who has dropped in on us already. Oops. Let's see. First in the house was Cheryl and Ed. Thank you for joining us, Cheryl and Ed. Nice to see you guys. And then Daniel Fields.
Hi, Daniel.
Let's see. J&M Explorers.
J&M.
J&M, yes.
Yeah.
And the hellos going around. T and K, welcome in, Mr. TJ.
Hi,
Thank
TJ.
you for joining us.
I'm out here.
Oh, bye.
And Just Dave. Thank you. Whoops. Of course, it scrolled at the last minute there. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Just Dave. Always scrolls on me. Okay, man. Just saying goodbye to our son who dropped by to get a DVD. What was it, Bloodsport or something like that to borrow from us?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay. So hello to everyone in the house. Well, we've got some interest. We're doing two things today. The news, like we typically do. The news is new. It's current stuff. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. And then we go on to a little segment at the end. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but people flying out to Hawaii, which of course is on the other end of the earth for us.
Yeah.
So I did a little research and came up with 10 islands off the coast of the U.S. that some of you people may want to do and save yourself a flight to Hawaii. This is if we're going to stay in the continental United States. So we'll do that later. Okay. The last bit of news, I'm saving it for last, is kind of a little bit of talk on this new cruise order, what they call it, sailing order. Been a lot of talk this week about it, and cruise lines threatening to leave. So we'll do the non-cruise stuff first, and then we'll talk about the cruise stuff. I'll go into a little Reader's Digest version of it for people who have been going crazy. I worked last night, got off about 3 hours ago.
I got off at 4 a.m.
So I basically sat there and read a lot of this stuff and made some little notes on it.
Yes, we're shorthanded at my work, so I got asked to stay. So I put in a 13-hour day, but it went by fast.
That's good when it's late at night like that.
Yeah, it went by fast.
Cheryl, normally can't make in the afternoon chats, but have a week off. Oh, that's great. Hope you guys are doing something with it.
Yeah.
Maybe spring cleaning, get the yard in order or whatever.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all my plants coming up. I always worry over the winter if I'm going to lose any, but they're all coming up.
Welcome in, Bashan Mahween. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the first news item, which is let me pull it up. Okay. Current travel news stories. Take a quick sip here first to begin with. Okay. So the first one is basically on it's not your local, it's a particular Six Flags. 2 new attractions at Six Flags New England. So if anyone goes to the one, I think that's in Agawam, Mass. Right?
Yeah, Agawam.
Then an army of dinosaurs have arrived at Six Flags New England this spring. This is a new walkthrough attraction that will be open on weekends or other select dates from April 10th through May 23rd. It will be free to all Six Flags 2021 members and season pass holders. The walkthrough adventure, they call it an edutainment, I guess education and entertainment adventure, will feature 20 life-size dinosaur figures, many with movement and sound effects. Also new for 2021 is a Supergirl Sky Flyer.
Wow.
Okay, so here's your dinosaur one on the screen now.
Yeah.
There. And this is a weird looking ride.
Wow.
And
that is weird looking.
Where are we? Yes. Also new for 2021 is the Supergirl Sky Flyer. Six Flags New England will add a new ride to the DC Comics area of the park called Supergirl Sky Flyer. The new ride will spin riders head over heels nearly 7 stories in the air on this new ride.
Well, I'm glad they finally have a Supergirl. They have a Superman, so now they have a Supergirl. So
I didn't even know they had a Marvel section.
No.
What would they call DC Comics section?
So would this be also at the Six Flags in Jersey?
No, this is the only one right here. This one's being. They may duplicate it, but right now this is opened up in New England. The dinosaur one looks cool, but
yeah, it does.
I don't know if I want to spend the day waiting in queues for this. Let's see.
I think that's smart of the parks because you always have to keep adding a new thrill ride to keep people coming back.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Let's see. T&K. TJ says we've been up since 4 a.m. to get our Disney dining reservations.
Oh,
You got to do it that far in advance. And it's probably at the, I don't know, what can you do, 30 days out or 60 days out?
Gee.
Wait, those sound like the old days, man. We have to get up to certain restaurants and book it.
Yeah.
Charlotte Ed killed a Japanese tree in front of our house, so they need a tree guy to come and remove it. Must be a big tree then.
Yeah.
How did you kill it? I would think the winter might have killed it, but that would be interesting, huh?
Yeah.
J&M said, we can't wait to see this attraction. We have both season tickets. Oh, you are?
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool. See, we used to go when it was Riverside.
Yeah, it was called Riverside when we went.
And then they changed the Six Flags, which we went a few times, and we liked it. Yeah. It was nice, but the lines were just ridiculous.
Our son and his girlfriend went last year, and he was disappointed because of the long lines, and you didn't get to do as many rides, and you're paying good money,
right? You
know, to only do a
And a security guy where I worked had tickets, and he went, and he said that they have like a fast pass, but you have to pay. It's almost twice the price of the ticket to get this fast pass. So we just stick to, what do we stick to, smaller parks or we can go to the big theme parks, right? That's
we did go to Canopy Lake.
Welcome in, Tyler. Nice. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Tyler.
Tyler's been watching the ships down in Florida.
Oh, I'd like to be in Florida right now. I want the sun.
Sky Flyer, hell no. I know, I agree with you. It's funny, at certain rides, I don't mind. I've gotten used to the roller coasters that go upside down. It doesn't bother me, at least. But certain rides like this,
I could never do that. The only one I could do is Rock and Roller Coaster for the loop-de-loop.
You could probably do some of the others, the roller coasters. You know what it is, when they have you insecure, you feel more safe. You have that thing around you, and it doesn't really bother you, at least me anyways. The Juma Brown, thank you for joining us. This year, you actually have to make a reservation to go to the park.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that's the big thing. I wonder if that's going to go all summer like that.
Yeah.
Because Disney's still, TJ, you can answer this, but Disney, you have to still make reservations, don't you, for the parks, or do they lift that? We didn't realize the stone landscaping would kill the tree. So they put
that's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Would have had some kind of chemical reaction from the stone, or
I
mean, you didn't throw the rocks on top of the tree. It wasn't as simple as that, was it? Oh, you're kidding, of course.
Was it one of those Japanese lace trees? Because those are pretty.
I know. I think it's a Japanese maple, right?
Okay.
Okay, for our next story. Walt Disney World Resort International Food and Wine Festival. Walt Disney World announced the dates for its Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. The 2021 Epcot Festival will start on July 15th, run through November 20th this year. So if we actually went down like we were thinking in October, we actually could hit that this year. I don't remember going that late before. Almost completely filling the culinary gap between 4th of July barbecues and Thanksgiving Day feasts. Details are still to come, but the event will continue to feature dozens of global marketplaces serving food and drinks from around the world, plus musical performances, new merchandise, and the Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak scavenger hunt.
Hide and squeak.
Remy has an even bigger production coming this fall at Epcot with the October 1st debut of Remy's Ratatouille Adventure Trackless Dark Ride in the expanded French Pavilion in the World Showcase. I'm looking forward to that ride. That was kind of cute.
Yeah.
This is also the official start date of Walt Disney's World Resort 50th anniversary celebration.
50th, wow.
And like we've been saying right along, if we can't get on a cruise ship,
Disney would
be nice. If we went in October, like when we like to go, we'd get the wine this year, the wine festival, and the 50th anniversary. So
that would be great because it was fun when they had the 25th. They had, didn't they have special shows too for the 25th?
Yeah. What was the time? Remember during the summer they had all those shows with bands that we had heard of?
Yeah, they had the Allman Brothers.
No, that was Universal.
Oh, that was Universal. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what are you talking about then? I'm not really sure.
I can't think of the groups they had up there, but I think the Go-Go's were one. There were several groups that they had on the stage in the summer. And I don't know if it's just called the Summer Celebration or if it was part of the wine. I can't remember now.
No, I don't either.
Let's see. Sean Ed said, I just read this morning that Disney was scaling back on the mask mandate in the parks. Don't know what that means, though. From people who have been there fairly recently, in fact, I watched a podcast 2 days ago. They were glad that they were scaling back because I guess they weren't enforcing it as much as they had at the beginning.
Oh, I see.
One of the things that they had talked about doing was that you're allowed to take your mask off when you're taking a photo.
When you're taking a photo.
A photo, which is great.
Yeah, right.
Because people complain they have all these memories with the grandchildren and that.
On, yeah.
But that's not just for the kindness of it. They now all of a sudden they can pull their photo pass thing up again and sell those again, which I guess went really down the toilet.
Yeah, well, who'd want a photo with a mask on? Yeah.
J&N Travels, wonder what they mean by scaling back on the mask. Either you wear it or you don't. Well, like I said, they were going to change it so you could take it off to take photos. I don't know how much more that. No, it wasn't summer solstice, something else. It was summer though, and they used to have a different band every week, I think, and it was a name band, but it was an older band. The ones that we remember more than a lot of these people would remember. Okay, so. And that, of course, is the food festival. There's a cute little one of Ratatouille. Is that his name? Little Ratatouille?
Yeah.
Another Disney. As you all probably have heard, they're redoing the Splash Mountain. I don't think they've started on that yet at Disney World. And they're going to start soon on the Jungle Cruise. They're trying to make everything to fit today's society. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So number 3 is animatronic removed from the Jungle Cruise as refurbishment begins. It was reported Monday morning that Trader Sam animatronic has been removed from one of the final scenes of the Jungle Cruise attraction. This isn't a total surprising development, as Disney reconfirmed last week that work would be starting on this refurbishment soon. And while we expect Disney to close this attraction when work began, it looks like it will be running this attraction for as long as possible. Well, changes are happening presumably after hours. So they're going to do as much as they can after hours so they can still run the ride through stuff behind the scenes until they probably have to shut it because it's a main change. Disney confirmed that the all-new version of Jungle Cruise will debut before the end of the year. Another thing we might be able to see, huh? According to Disney, the new adventure will stay true to the experience that guests know and love, but with more humor, wildlife, and skipper heart. So that's the interaction, right? That Skipper has to come up with some new jokes for him.
Oh, right, exactly.
Remember, it was all these corny jokes?
Yeah, they were very corny. That's right. I do remember that.
Like Splash Mountain re-imaging, which was announced last year. It looks like Disney is taking another opportunity to update older attractions that better reflect the diversity of the modern world. Okay, that's a good way to put it. Reflect the diversity of the modern world. Disney has also released new information about the updated story and characters in My Disney Experience app, where guests can check out concept art for the reimagined attraction. You can learn more about the refurbishment there. So we don't have that, but the Disney app there, I guess they have all sorts of updates on it. Anyone out there use that at all? You have a question?
Yeah, I had a question about, you know how when we went to Disney, you know, of course it was pre-COVID, but you know, we had those character interactions. You'd wait in line to take your pictures with the characters. So how do they do it with COVID? Are the characters allowed to take their masks off? I mean, usually you see them hugging the kids, and you know, you have these. We had great pictures of our daughter hugging the princesses and all that.
What they've done.
So what were they doing in regard to that?
What they've done, and anyone out there and check and correct me. What they've done is, number one, instead of the big parades, they were running these small things where they put a bus or something come through and the characters would be on it. So you could wave to the characters or you could take a selfie and have them in the background. The other thing they were doing is...
Did the characters have masks? So they had they were at 6 feet away.
Right, they're in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
the other thing they were doing is along the walkways, like where you see the grass.
Yeah.
They'd have characters out there, so they'd be a good 20 feet away. Rather than jumping, posing or doing some action. So you could literally stand by the fence and have a picture of the character in the background. Now, those are the things that I was aware of that they've been doing. If anyone else has any other things they can add.
But no little girls getting to hug their princesses.
No, I don't think so.
That's too bad. Because that was, oh gosh, to see the kids. And then we had one of our daughter hugging Rafiki because she was really into monkeys. And we got a real good one of her. That's too bad, though.
But, you know, our kids get older, so it's hard to picture that. But you're right. If I was going down there and I spend that kind of money and you have a daughter that loves the princesses.
Yeah, I want to hug her. I want to run up and hug the princess.
Right. Yeah. And I also thought I had heard that, like, the character breakfasts we go to really meet them, they weren't having characters at those.
Wow.
Let's see. Daniel Field says... The main summer festival I can find is Epcot International. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Daniel, if it's part of that now. This was, where are we going, 10 years ago when we went in the summer. No, it had even more than that because that was back when the kids were in school and we had to go in the summer. And they would have a summer series and they'd have a band each. It was in Epcot where they would have it. And it was called the Summer Something.
I do remember that. Yes.
They had some that were just cover bands.
That.
Like, remember the one that,
in Epcot, was that when we saw the that Scottish band? I forget what they were called. I know what you do. Yes, now I remember. I remember that.
Remember there was one band at the music center, just like there were cover bands. Some of them were cover bands.
Yes.
But the performers didn't look anything like them.
No, I remember now, but I don't remember what it was called. Okay, I remember that.
J&M, I have to get back to work. Just want to pop in and show some support and hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very
much, J&M. Have a wonderful afternoon, or work afternoon.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, that was all at Epcot. Yeah. What was that band that we all liked? They played Scottish music. It was called.
No, you're thinking of that was in. I want to say the American Pavilion. They were there for years.
Yeah.
They actually put out some seeds. Why can't I think of their name?
I can't think of the name of it. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was like a house band though. They were there all the time.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is they come in and they perform for maybe 1 week, and then the next week, this is during the summer.
Okay.
And we would catch it because remember we went at the very end of the summer to avoid crowds.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So we would catch the last band or two.
Yeah, I do remember now. Yeah.
Daniel says, my friend's Journey cover band, DSB, Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, yeah, nice. Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, did they really? See, that's what I'm talking. There were a lot of cover bands, and there were a few, like, they had the Go-Go's once, but it was past their prime and stuff like that. But mostly it was cover bands, which doesn't faze me. I mean, they sounded just like them. That'd be a cool one to see, a Journey's cover band.
Journey, I like Journey. Journey's very, very talented. Yeah, band. We have a few of their CDs.
Okay, so now we get in. It looks like it's cruise related, a lot of this stuff now. There was a lot of cruise news this week. Okay, the first one is Carnival. Carnival Cruises from the U.S. Carnival Cruise Line is notifying guests of additional cruise cancellations and is canceling all operations from the U.S. ports through June 30th, 2021. Booked guests and travel advisors have notified directly of the cancellations and options for future cruise credits, onboard credit, or a full refund. This is funny. This is updated in the last 5 hours.
Yeah.
I got this after midnight last night, and they've already now, Carnival's coming out and threatening that if something's not done, that even though they said they were going to stay in the U.S. or the U.S. company, that they are going to go to foreign ports. There's a possibility they're going to go to foreign ports. So they're all starting to play hardball right now with the CDC.
Yeah.
And that's actually even breaking their news. Let's see. Cheryl and Ed saw a Journey cover band. Oops, again, it scrolled. Journey cover band on the Anthem of the Seas.
Oh, really?
That's one of the ships we're going.
Yeah.
I was just looking last night online. I think Anthem of the Seas is sailing out of New Jersey.
Are they?
And it wasn't bad. I was actually looking at that. If cruise
Yeah, because you
opens
could
up
drive
again.
to that cruise port.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I would like to see the Journey cover band. I like the music Journey.
Yeah.
We saw the Beatles, and that was good. That Beatlemania, it was Britain's finest, and I really enjoyed them a lot.
Yep, you're all right. Okay, next one. Disney Cruise Line extends suspension of operations.
Oh, wow.
So the three cruise lines that were holding out, which was Carnival, Disney, and RCL, which said they weren't going to cancel in June, are now, in May, I guess it was, are all canceling. Disney Cruise Line is the latest cruise line to announce that they are suspending cruises through June 2021. I guess it was June I'm thinking of. They canceled in May. And canceling all cruises abroad the Disney Magic with sailings from European ports through September 18th, 2021.
Wow, through September.
So it looks like they're edging closer and closer to, to at least the end of the summer, which we both think is going to be late fall before you see cruises in the U.S., but we'll have to see. Okay. It was at that time, but I think... Oh, I guess, okay, Dan answered played on several royal ships, and then Cheryl and other responding. That was out of the UK for the time. Okay, so that's a conversation between Daniel and Cheryl and Ed.
Okay.
I don't know any of the band members, so it's been the same band. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yep, could have been.
Could have been, yeah.
Okay, next one. NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, returns to cruising in Europe and the Caribbean. Okay, so NCL wasn't doing cruises. RCL has been moving out of ports, and NCL wanted to get into the action. So NCL, Norwegian Cruise Lines, announced its highly anticipated return to service, revealing new itineraries sailing Europe and the Caribbean beginning on July 25th, 2021. The company will restart operations at a reduced capacity with the Norwegian Jade, Norwegian Joy, Norwegian Gem ships as the first of the 17-vessel fleet to welcome passengers back on board.
Wow. But
anytime I hear this,
but not at full capacity. So how many people?
Well, but it's also from foreign countries.
Yeah.
That's the thing that doesn't do anything for me. How many of you out there would go through? I heard a breakdown from someone recently of a $600 flight and then $300 hotel, and the pre-cruise stuff cost more than the cruise did to go out of the Bahamas. How many of you would go through that now, or just going to wait until it does finally come back to the U.S.? Let's see. Carolyn, it's about time the cruise lines play hardball with the CDC. Yeah, and if they were going to pull this, so they really should have done this months ago, because I think even playing hardball, can you imagine millions of dollars going to cost them to go from foreign ports, and then if it opens up in the U.S. again, it's going to be tough. All right. All right. CLIA says new CDC instructions are largely unworkable, and this has been the feeling. We're going to go read this one, and then I'm going to go through a little bit of the framework that I cut down, which is really kind of difficult to follow. But CDC promised to have guidelines for them to go back to cruising.
Yeah.
And they finally came up with guidelines, go back to cruising. Well, the cruise line's looking at the guidelines, and they feel they're unworkable. It's too expensive and too much work to go through. So this is a quote from CLIA. CLIA is an organization that is, I think it's a lobbyist for all the cruise lines. It represents They have it there. Yeah, 95% of the world's cruise lines.
Clear. Okay.
Right. So on Monday, Cruise Lines International Association, which is CLIA, responded to the CDC instructions. CLIA says new CDC technical instructions are burdensome and largely unworkable.
Wow.
So far, the CDC is remaining firm on its conditional sailing order framework, but calls to lift the order have increased, not just from CLIA, but also in a letter from Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. CLIA, which represents 95% of the world's cruise lines, reiterated its calls for the order to be lifted this month. CLIA does respect the health measures implemented by the CDC and shares a priority to control the virus by the Biden administration. However, it's clear that cruise lines are not happy with the new Phase 2 technical instructions that were released April 2nd. The hope is for cruising to be able to restart by July 4th. That's a big goal that all the cruise lines are trying
July
to do.
4th.
Yeah, to get the big summer sailings.
Well, it starts the summer, yeah.
Right. Hopes with, if the cruise lines really want this, they are going to have to push as time is running out to get ships repaired to save summer cruises. The cruise lines claim it takes them 90 days.
90.
Once they're told you can sail to get the ship ready, crew members back, all that stuff. So it's 3 months, right?
Yeah,
So
3 months.
there has been roundtable discussions between cruise line executives and Florida Governor DeSantis, a letter from the Miami-Dade mayor, and more to get cruising moving along. They had a big meeting in Florida. I think it was held at one of the terminals. I want to say it was the one in Point Canaveral, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The CDC has remained firm on this order and has not hinted that it will be lifted. In fact, the CDC recently reaffirmed that the order is in place until November 1st, 2021, and has pushed out a new graphic of the 4-phase framework. The framework is still in its early stages, and if things stay the same, there won't be cruises out of the U.S. anytime soon.
Wow. That's disappointing.
Yeah. It's funny. There was a thing in the news, and this is even before this is after I typed all this up, but there was a thing this morning in the news how there was a letter from a Bloomberg or something like that was hinting around that the CDC said there were going to be cruises this summer. Now, if you read the letter, it's a real exaggeration to say that that's what was said in the letter, but we'll have to see how they respond, right? Let's see. Daniel says, coming from California, we often pay near that to cruise from Florida. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's true because it's a $600 flight, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then,
right.
If you're down the Miami area, the hotels are up there. Cheryl Ned, we are already booked for the Vision of the Sea out of Bermuda, August 2021. Okay, so this August.
Oh, this August. Yeah.
That is we love Bermuda.
Yeah, Bermuda's awesome.
We've cruised there, 3 times?
3 times, yes.
And so if you're looking for any hints, there's some video stuff on that. But we wouldn't mind returning there one of these days. But I think that's a little too soon. We're crossing our fingers that we can go on a cruise in October or November this year.
Yeah, I hope so. Is that your first trip to Bermuda, or have you been there before?
Yes, and show on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Had to use future cruise credit, and we will get double loyalty points. That's good. Nice. And I also heard that if you already pay for a cruise, you can put your cruise credits towards that. So that's kind of good.
That is good.
Just day plan on walking at noon. Yeah, we have that in our agenda too. After this is over, we're going to go out and take a walk and then do some.
Yeah, we definitely going to take a walk. Yes.
It must be nice. What's the temperature out there, Daniel? Okay. So the final news item. Let's see. And anyone that's been trying to follow this, hopefully I can break it down a little bit. All right, this is a framework for conditional sailing. This is the big stickler. This is what the cruise lines asked for, and this is what CDC gave them. But it doesn't exactly contain what the cruise lines wanted. And this is what they feel is really
they feel this is not workable. Well, is that right?
It's phase 2A, which I'll go through them. I whittled this down to make it quicker and easier to read. I won't go through everything, but just to give people an idea what this is all about. So the framework for conditional sailing. This is a watered-down version of the current framework for conditional sailing. I tried to put it in easier terms to digest. This is a document that is causing all the uproar in the cruise industry right now. Phase 1, which is right there, is mass testing and lab capacity building. This is all under phase 1. Conduct screening testing of all crew members, done. Develop onboard lab capacity for testing of symptomatic crew, close contacts, and future passengers, done. Conduct embarkation testing of all crew. Most cruise lines are now fitted with PCR testing capabilities. Quarantine facilities have been created on board, and all the essential crew on board has been tested. This has been done. So number 1 has been done. No hassle there. That's all done. 2A, voyage preparation. This is the stickler. So
this is what the cruise
this is what they're fighting back and forth. And this is really, I think, the only one. I think everything else can be resolved.
Okay.
And this one may be resolved if CDC compromises with the cruise lines on this. The second stage is focused mainly on voyage preparations. Cruise lines will have to make routine testing strategies to test all crew members regularly. Phase 2A will likely take over a month. Okay, that part can be done. Agreements with ports and health authorities will need to be drawn up and approved by the CDC. As soon as the approvals are there, the non-essential crew will need to be flown to the vessels and undergo a 2-week quarantine. The cruise lines will need to develop the port, medical, and housing agreements approved by the port and local health authorities. This rule is one that features is that CDC has made prominent when it was released. This is the big stickler because what they're supposed to do is go out and make agreements. Like if they go to the Bahamas, they're supposed to make an agreement. Okay, if people break out, you've got to put them in this facility. You've got to take care of them. So it's legal stuff, and it will cost millions of dollars to have to set up in every port they go. So this is a big stickler right here.
Yeah. So what if someone does break out? So someone's on a cruise and they go out on an excursion, and for some reason they contract COVID. They have to be put in this facility in the port that they're in.
Well, right now, if they go on an excursion, they're not allowed to just go out to the general public. They have to go out in these bubble excursions. So they have to go and quarantine people from the ship
to
an area that's set aside.
Right. I remember that now. Yes.
Now, if they do contract it, or they think on the ship, the ships are claiming that they'll have all the stuff in place, the facilities to take care of that person.
Right, on the ship.
They'll quarantine them.
Yeah, that I understand.
But the cruise lines want them to have an agreement if they catch it that with hospitals from like the different ports they stop at, that they will have stuff reserved, and they'll have doctors, and they'll have all this kind of stuff that they'll have to take care of on the island and not just on the ship. So it's a big stickler. It's a big stickling point. But that is the biggest, because if you think about it, if you got to sign paperwork, you got to pay for, say, hotel rooms just in case someone has to be there, and all this kind of stuff. It's going to cost you millions of dollars.
So someone's on a cruise ship and they don't go on excursion, but they go in the port and shopping and stuff like that. Are they supposed to be tested before they go back on the ship?
Yes, I think they have tests before they get on the ship.
And if they're positive, they can still go back on the ship and be put in this area, or do they stay at the hospitals on that port?
Well, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Where do they go?
Where do they go?
Going to be? I think the ships they'll be quarantined, or they'll do something about it, and they'll take care of it. Whereas I think the CDC wants them to have a place on the island that quarantine, and probably also make it so they have to, the cruise line will have to pay for the hotel, the quarantine, and maybe fly them home. I don't know.
So I can understand the cruise line not wanting to.
72 degrees in California.
Oh,
so
nice.
Not as much as I thought.
72. I like it 75. So I'm there. I like that temperature.
That's funny. Daniel says, sorry, that was my wife typed in the wrong box. Thinking about taking a walk. Daniel, it's good you didn't put other things in there. It could have been very entertaining. Hey, Blaine, welcome in.
Hi, Blaine. Hope you're feeling better.
We're just going over the new framework, additional sailings, and then we're going to go on to some Fun Island stuff. Travels with Cheryl and Ed. Yeah, Blaine's in Finland. I think it was both him and his wife.
They're really under the weather. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. Well,
those requirements are contradictory to the CDC guidelines for guidelines for the rest of us. I know stuff is so all over the place.
Oh, I know. It's so complicated.
He has even said quarantine is not necessary if vaccinated. Yeah, I know. That's the latest. In fact, someone came out and said you don't have to wipe down surfaces. That was all a waste of money.
I know. I was telling people at my work how you got that email from your work about it's a waste of time and money to wiping down surfaces.
Blaine is feeling better. So they've both been bedridden. He says they're tired of this bed.
Wow.
Now you have, Blaine, don't you have a big trip, like, I don't know if it's cross country, but like a month-long trip coming up?
A month long?
Yeah, they were gonna pack up the RV and they were gonna see the country.
Really?
Because they can both work from the trailer.
Oh, really?
From the RV. So.
And they're going to do that?
I thought he was going to go like the end of April, but correct me where I'm wrong there, Blaine. Okay, so that was 2A. That's the big sickly point.
Yeah.
2B, voyage preparation. I bring this up. 2B, voyage preparation simulated trial. This is the long-awaited test cruises, okay, that we hear about, but no one's done.
Right.
Phase 2B will see a long-awaited test voyages happen. According to the CDC, before a cruise operator will be allowed to sail with passengers, the operator must show that they can perform one of a series of test voyages showing the ability to mitigate the spread of COVID on board. The companies will go through the following: request approval from the CDC to conduct the trial voyage. Okay, that's easy enough. I think they just rate the ship as a green or red, meaning that they can go through the test voyage. So that's easy enough to do. Conduct simulated voyage, which will have inspectors from the CDC on board or looking on through digital means. So someone's there with a camera. Mm-hmm. That looks easy enough. Cruise lines must complete a full report at the completion of the test cruise. Easy enough. Simulated voyages will need to consist of embarkation and disembarkation procedures, okay, including terminal check-in, onboard activities, including dining and entertainment, private island shore excursions, evacuation procedures, transfer of symptomatic passengers or crew, and quarantine of all remaining passengers and non-essential crew. This is all doable, and I don't think this is anything, they're not objecting here, even though it's going to cost them a pretty penny, because it's basically a dress rehearsal with volunteers, right? Yeah. That they're going to have to send out.
Yeah.
It still goes back to that 2A one that we just said.
Mm.
Number 3, conditional sailing certification. Phase 3 has only a few relatively short steps and should be concluded reasonably quickly. Phase 3 consists of the following: A, meet CDC standards for the protection of the crew in the U.S. waters. B, fulfill requirements of the simulated voyage. C, apply for conditional sailing certificates. So basically, if they do the test cruise, and they get checked off and they're done. So that's easy enough. Phase 4, restricted passenger voyages. At this point, the cruise lines have to apply for conditional sailing certificate. When the cruise lines receive the certificate, they can officially start sailing again with passengers. The huge sticking point, and this is what we've been saying, everything else is very doable.
Yeah.
The huge sticking point is 2A, which will take the most work, longest time, and be the most expensive step. The other steps seem to be very manageable. So if they kind of ignore the other stages and sit down, across the table, and maybe compromise somewhat on this 2A stage, I don't see why this couldn't be done, right?
Yeah.
You think?
That's a complicated 2A.
Okay. So that is our news for the day. What do you guys think about that order? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think maybe there'll be a compromise? Now that the cruise lines are playing a little bit of hardball, right? It's going to be interesting to see if the CDC backs down at all. Mm-hmm. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens. This is a ongoing soap opera.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Lots of twists and turns. Okay. Plot twist, right?
Right. So if you haven't hit our little thumbs up, please do. Next week we'll be doing a live again on Wednesday at 2:00.
Yes.
Not sure what the category is. This weekend Nancy works, so I'll probably do some kind of a pop-up at some point. Hopefully you guys will come up and join us and have a conversation with us. And right now we're going to go into the island thing. Let me just check here. Cheryl Ed said, by the time all these phases are done, COVID will no longer. I know, and that's what who was talking about. Oh, I was listening somewhere, they were talking about lawsuits,
mm-hmm.
and if this doesn't work, you go to the Supreme Court, and they were saying this thing will be gone by the time it goes through
I hope so.
the legal system in the U.S., right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a COVID-free world.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than any of us.
I know. Never expected
thought.
Never expected this.
Okay, so
Oh, that looks beautiful.
a lot of you have looked at Hawaii, have gone to Hawaii. Hawaii is on the to us is on the other end of the
I
world.
know it.
So I was doing some research to see if there's any islands that are closer without having to go through the hassle of going to a foreign island, a foreign Caribbean island, or something like that. Hey, welcome in, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
So these are, we can read the intro on this.
Okay, so it says you don't have to go to Hawaii. Go to these 10 U.S. islands instead. These beautiful but little-known islands could be your next getaway. The well-known island getaways across the U.S. get all the glory, but there are plenty of hidden gem islands which offer an equally stunning escape, but with a little more peace and quiet. If you're wanting a secluded and intimate getaway, look no further than these 10 lesser-known U.S. islands. And I'm happy to say the first one on the list is Sanibel Island, Florida, which that's where we honeymooned.
We go that. Larry, it is 2:43 here. I'd just like to thank Plum Travelers and Blaine, two moderators of ours. Thank you as always, for helping out. Okay, so we went here for a honeymoon.
Yeah.
We'd like to return there.
We loved
it's right
it.
off the coast of Florida.
We didn't want to go too far for a honeymoon, and we loved Florida, but we wanted a tropical feel.
Right.
And we got this with Sanibel Island. And they have beautiful shells there. I got some beautiful shells from Sanibel Island.
It's supposed to be huge with shells. Even though we're a little, it's supposed to be one of the top places for shells because the way it lays there in the bay. We didn't think it had as many as they claim, but it was very nice.
It was very nice. And then we went over to Captiva Island, which is not too far. We drove over there. That's where
Buffett singer.
Yeah, Buffett. Jimmy Buffett wrote a song, Cheeseburger in Paradise, from the island of Captiva.
Right.
So he thought Captiva was paradise. Anyway, Sanibel Island, Florida. Visitors to Sanibel Island off the coast of Florida will find themselves surrounded by pristine, uncrowded beaches and lush tropical foliage. Sanibel is known as one of the most bike-friendly islands in America, where guests can pedal along 25 miles of trails for an active, explorative experience, hitting a number of local nature preserves and historic landmarks. It's the seashell capital of the world to its unique geography. And I did get a lot of shells from Sanibel Island.
Yeah, you did. Larry put up our Facebook page. We usually update that. We put some up there Larry. 3 or 4 times a week. So check that out if you haven't already. And see, he also put up our Teespring link. Thank you, Larry, for putting these up.
Yeah, I thought the beaches were beautiful. And
they were gorgeous.
Yeah, I really did. And then to discuss.
Hey, Mark, welcome in. Hi, everybody. Get a quick break from work and wanted to say, thank you for dropping in.
Hello, Mark.
Mark from the Cruise World.
Oh, Mark from the Cruise World. Hello. Yeah, I thought it was great. I wouldn't mind going back to Sanibel Island.
In fact, with the amount of trips we plan Florida in our future, I'm sure we were planning one where we can go over and stay there for a few nights.
Yeah, it was quite beautiful.
Do you remember that hotel? It was right on the ocean, but there was like a little lagoon in the middle.
Yeah,
and there was an alligator there.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was a little close for comfort there, huh?
It certainly was.
Okay, number 2 is Caja de Muertos, Gilligan's Island, and Vieques, Puerto Rico. Most people think of Puerto Rico as one large island, but the U.S. territory is more than that, with the surrounding other islands having much to offer. The Caja de Muertos boasts stunning beaches, hiking and bird watching, and the protected bird nesting areas. Gilligan's Island features clear blue waters and soft sands, perfect for snorkeling. Finally, there's Vieques, which is home to a pristine wildlife refuge and the world's brightest bioluminescent bay, Mosquito Bay.
Those are cool. Puerto Rico, there's this bay. Remember our Puerto Rican stop was canceled.
Oh, yeah, that was disappointing, yeah.
And unfortunately, the way it was set up, I think we got the port late or something like that, but we were supposed to get the port late. But they have this thing, which it's a little bit of a drive. I think it's the other side of the island. Mm-hmm. You take a bus over there. You go on the canoe or kayak or something, and the water's glowing. There's these little micro, whatever the term they use there.
Oh, the bioluminescent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mosquito Bay, so bioluminescent bay. So they have
So
these
this-
bugs that are bioluminescent.
It's
so
not
they-
bugs. It's actually some kind of biologic, some little micro
Oh, like a
that lights up in the water somehow. So
microorganism.
Well, that's
That's
what-
what
yeah.
you're trying to say. So it's a little microorganism.
yeah, I'm not sure how it works,
That
but
light.
it looks really
Huh.
cool when you look at the pictures.
That's
I should have put a
interesting.
picture up here.
Yeah.
You think they took Gilligan's Island from this island? Or you think it's just a coincidence?
Oh gosh. Oh, they probably did.
So Larry stopped.
Oh, and I
at
want to.
San Juan in January 2021. Now that'd be nice to. Remember, our plan was just to go around the port area. There were a couple forts there. And
Yeah, I've been there. I actually been to Puerto Rico. I've been to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and there is a port that
Oh, you've been there. That's right.
Yeah,
And
I've been there.
missed twice. I
Yes.
missed ports there.
Yes, I did go to the fort, and I was looking very much to seeing it again. I was looking forward to seeing it again. It was too bad
Right.
that we missed our stop.
Because you can spend a day, I guess, if you go there a couple times.
Yeah.
You don't want to do an excursion. The first time you can just hang around the port. It's a lot going on right in the port area. There's that street with the umbrellas.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, number 3, Whidbey and Camano Islands, Washington, one of the off the mainland of Washington, travelers can find 2 of the most accessible and scenic island destinations in the Pacific Northwest. Camano and Whidbey sit just north of Seattle and are a short trip via bridge or ferry. I never heard of these.
Larry, you ever been down to that area?
Hmm.
Either, what is it, Whidbey
Whidbey and
and
Camano
because it's right over the.
Islands.
Sounds like it's right over the Canadian border, doesn't it?
Yeah, I hadn't heard of those before.
These are they're nice. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
doing some of these.
Yeah,
This one,
I've heard of this one
well, we did a report
because we
on
did
this.
on Michigan.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
this sounds really cool.
Yeah, because when we did our states, we talked about this, and this is number 4, Mackinac Island in Michigan. Visiting Mackinac Island off the coast of Michigan feels like taking a trip back in time. This car-free island runs in old-fashioned horsepower and bicycles. In fact, hundreds of horse-drawn carriages fill the streets each day alongside the zooming bikes, which are available for rental at a variety of shops in town. A local favorite is a ride around the entire island, an 8-mile trip with scenic views of Lake Huron, Arch Rock Forest, and historical landmarks. It sounds very nice.
That sounds really cool. And
Yeah.
my understanding there's no cars on it.
Yes,
You know,
this
so
car-free island, yeah.
That would be really nice.
That would be really cool. And it's an 8-mile trip. Yes, I've been wanting to bite of that.
You can open one if you want. Wait a minute. For anyone who's popped in, this is something that like kids. Oh, there it is again. It's
Oh,
green.
there it is.
That was these are Easter cookies.
Well, their birthday and a combination of birthday,
The kids had it made for us.
yeah,
If you
Easter,
wanna open one,
yeah,
go ahead.
anniversary.
Either
Yeah,
while
I'm gonna bite the frog's head. I haven't tried the frog one.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh, I don't know what flavor
All right.
this
Daniel
is.
feels that I've been to those islands off of Washington.
Oh,
with a
really?
casino on them. Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that is cool.
So did you stay actually on the island, or which one did you open?
Okay, I have a frog handmade cookie by a local baker that our kids bought for us.
Right.
And I'm
Good
going
for
to try it.
Mark says he visited
Mm.
last summer. I have a vlog on the page. I'll have to check that out. That's cool.
Okay, this is not the lemon one.
The lemon and the plane, right?
Yeah, that's good though.
TWF Travel with Friends. Stopping to see you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye. That's good.
Wait a minute. The word was the island is pronounced with a W sound.
What island is?
Macaw. W sound. And they are fudge capital of the world, really.
What island are we talking about? That's
The Mackinac.
how is it pronounced?
Mackinac, I guess. Mackinac.
Oh, not Mackinac, Mackinac. Okay, thank you for correcting me on that. Mackinac
I was
Island.
thinking I took.
Huh? What?
Oh, okay. They saw the screenshot. Well, thank you. At least I know someone saw that. I usually stick it up there, but not sure. Mackinac. Okay.
Mackinac. Okay.
Maybe I put a typo. Because I actually put the C on there.
Yeah, he did. That's why I said
I wonder if it
Mackinac.
was-
You want a bite of this one?
Oh, it's just open one.
All right. Oh, it's good. Bye,
good.
little froggy. All right.
So we were in Seattle, and there is a ferry boat. A ferry boat is what they say the world's largest, really. Are you doing the BBD cruise? We're still talking about it. We're actually hooked on a cruise. I think the only one in here that's on a cruise is Larry. That's about 3 weeks after that. So we're trying to figure out if there's a way we could actually do both. Okay, so your next one.
Well, I want to go to Alaska, so this sounds good to me. This is Fox Island in Alaska. Alaska's Fox Island offers beautiful surrounding waters that are rich blue-green and host a wealth of marine life. Guests on the island commonly see sea lions, otters, whales, gulls, porpoise, and an endless number of seabirds, such as eagle, puffins. I would love to see puffins. I don't know what a cormorant and Murray's. I don't know what those are.
Let's assume they're an animal you can fish.
Yeah. Wow. That's kind of cool.
Let's see.
There is a tour in Maine. I think your brother did it. He took a ferry to see the puffins in Maine. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he said they didn't go near the island. Remember, we were so far away, they looked like dots. So
did they? Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. So he didn't get to that close.
TWF, traveling with friends, looking forward to getting to know you better. I am Tom Beetle Bailey, wife is Rhonda.
Oh, Tom Beetle Bailey. I remember him from the other show.
No, I think I remember him first from
Michelle and
right, from Adventures Ahead. And I remember the name.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely like to.
Yeah,
I like to meet all these people. That's
I would
fine.
too. Yeah, I recognize his name from Adventures Ahead. Yeah. I always think of the cartoon, right? Wasn't there a
You think of Beetle Bailey?
Beetle Bailey? Yeah.
Let's see. So TJ said, sorry, had a group call for our fundraiser show next Saturday. Oh, that must be fascinating. Yeah, he's doing some, I think a friend of his, TJ, if you want to throw a plug in there, I think a friend of his has cancer or something. They were going to do a show for it.
Oh.
Larry just stepped out for a sec. What do you say about the cruise? For recap, Larry, TWF Traveling with Friends was asking if we were doing the BB, I gotta get the letters right here.
Oh, lots of letters.
BBD cruise, which goes about 3 to 4 weeks before the group cruise we're going on with you. And was asking if we were going, and I said I would still like to go, but we got to figure out a way to do both of them, basically. Yeah. In fact, I was on. Well, I don't go into details on that now. Okay, let's see.
Well, now that I ate 350 calories, I definitely have to take a walk.
I know. Well, that's what we're going to do after this. Okay, your next one.
The next one is number 6. It's North Haven, Maine, and I love Maine. North Haven, Maine is one of the only islands on the coast of Maine that hosts year-round residents. It's located approximately 12 miles off the coast of Rockland and is accessible via ferry. We've been to Rockland, Maine. We went there for a wedding.
Right. The ways up.
Yeah, ways up. But they have that nice lighthouse there, the Owl Lighthouse, remember? That was pretty. Must stop shops on the island include North Haven Brewing Company, which was launched by 3 locals in 2016 and serves small batch beers at the brewery's own small tasting room, as well as the Calderwood Hall, a food hall that hosts a small farmer's market and a bakery where visitors can grab a coffee, fresh-made pastries, and sandwiches. Yeah, all those little breweries are popping up all over the place.
It is, but that sounds like a cute island.
Yeah,
very self-contained.
Yeah, so it's near Rockland, and I remember Rockland being very cute, and I thought that was a really nice little area.
Quite a ways up.
Quite a ways up, but I really like that Owl's Lighthouse that we went to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Okay, number 7 is Catalina Island in California. Southern California's Catalina Island is accessible by boat, plane, and helicopter. The 2 towns to visit on the island include Avalon and 2 harbors. Travelers who are feeling adventurous can embark on a driving trip down with Catalina drivers supply, and those who prefer to stick to land can explore with Catalina backcountry on a naturalist-led hike. That sounds really pretty.
Now, you West Coasters, how many of you have been to this? Now, this is famous. You're from
Well,
the
it is.
Catalina
I
Island.
think, what's her name passed away on this island. Natalie Wood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with her husband, when she fell out of the boat and drowned. I believe it was on Catalina Island.
You sure on that?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it was.
Good enough story, right?
I believe that's where it happened.
Copying something down here.
Yes. It was on Catalina Island that the beautiful Natalie Wood lost her life.
Larry said he's probably been to Maine more than us.
Yeah.
I used to go every Christmas shopping. I'm sure you've been more than us.
Probably.
We've gone over there, but I'd say we don't average every year, but we probably every 2 or 3 years we'll go
the
over
last time we went over when our son had interviews up in Wells, Maine, and to be a police officer, and he had a few interviews in Maine, and we said we'll take a ride up, and we went to Wells, Maine, and we went to York Beach also, because those were the 2 places.
Yeah, this is the harbor. Catalina is it's great.
Yeah, I bet.
Larry says he's seen videos. It looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
Damn, Natalie Wood, Robert Wagner. Yes, that happened in that harbor.
Yes, I know it did.
There was another actor on the boat. Boy,
yeah, there was another.
That,
yes, I do. I remember that very well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Jekyll Island, Georgia. Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia is a coastal nature haven. The internationally acclaimed Georgia Sea Turtle Center. Oh, I'd have to tell our niece about this. She's into the sea turtles. So the internationally acclaimed Georgia Sea Turtle Center is a must-see for visitors wanting to learn all about the local ecosystem and the animals that call the island home. Visitors can get up close and personal with sea turtles undergoing the rehabilitation process or take a beach walk to get a look at these beautiful creatures in their natural habitat. There are 5 distinct beaches on the island to check out. On Driftwood Beach, explorers will encounter ancient fallen trees, which create a scenic, romantic backdrop. Visitors craving an active adventure can explore miles of bike paths, kayaking, paddleboarding, tours, playgrounds, or the Summer Waves Water Park. Well, there's a lot to offer there.
As Nancy said, we have a niece that was actually working with turtles, saving turtles down in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And now she drove out to Nevada.
She drove out
to working with desert turtles.
Yeah, desert turtles on Mojave Desert.
Mojave Desert.
She's out there working with desert turtles, right?
Georgia is supposed to have some beautiful islands. I wouldn't mind checking some of those out. We've driven down to Florida many times, and we get so anxious to get down to the parks that we just keep driving.
Yeah.
And every time it's like, we're hoping our next trip we can take a little time and go to stop in
Savannah.
Georgia.
I like to stop in Savannah, Georgia. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but number 9 is Oracoke Island and Hatteras Island in North Carolina. The Outer Banks. Oh, your brother just went to the Outer Banks.
We'll actually be doing a video on the Outer Banks one of these weeks.
Yeah. The Outer Banks of North Carolina is made up of several barrier islands. A few standouts include Roanoke Island, Hatteras, and Oracoke, if I said that right. These hidden gems give visitors a glimpse of island life, southern hospitality, and untouched beauty all in one destination. Oracoke Island is a beautiful escape and enveloped by natural beauty and protected largely by the National Park Service. Hatteras Island is the perfect destination for those looking for a quiet yet beautiful island escape with roughly 50 miles of scenic coastline and 7 small villages, offering locals and guests alike peace and seclusion with some of the best views of the East Coast. Well, there was a show called The Outer Banks that we were watching, and it looked quite beautiful. And then your brother went to visit the Outer Banks.
Beautiful. The show I thought was terrible.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to having him talk about that
Right.
in the near future.
In the future, yeah. Okay, and the last one. So just to remind people, we'll be going live next Wednesday at 2:00, and hopefully do a pop. I'm getting my second shot tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow?
no,
what's it?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't get hit hard with it, I want to do some kind of a pop up over the weekend, or if I do get hit hard with it, I'll be sleeping, right?
Yeah, you'll be sleeping if you get hit hard, that's
So-
for sure.
So we'll see. But the last island.
Well,
Before you do that, let me give a quick. Before we do the last island, why don't we give you guys a chance to throw hashtag creator onto the screen or supporter and let people know that you're out there. And like we tell you every week, check out the channel. If you like it, you stick to it. If you don't, you move on. But at least you're giving all these channels a little support. And Larry, thank you if you haven't yet, please consider smacking the thumbs up and hitting the bell that triggers the YouTube algorithm into sharing our J&N content. Very good there, Larry. Thank you.
Very good, Larry. Thank you.
And Hitching Bones have just popped in. How you guys doing?
Hitchhiking Bones. Yeah, how you guys doing?
Okay, let's see if we get so hashtag creator, if you'd like to throw it out there. Okay, so we have got Mr. Larry, Plump Travels, creator and supporter.
And moderator.
And moderator in this channel, right?
Yes, thank you.
Mark Cruise World, Mark and his wife Stephanie.
Mark
creator.
And Stephanie.
We are doing some live trivia tonight at 8.
Oh,
okay.
Hopefully we can
that's
catch
good
that.
to know. Hitchhiking Bones, creator and supporter. Okay. All right, Nancy, you want to do the last one?
The last one. So number 10 is Big Bay Beach at Town Park, Madeline Island, Wisconsin. Travel north to Lake Superior at the northernmost tip of Wisconsin, and you'll find Madeline Island, the largest of the 21 Apostle Islands. The island's boardwalk offers guests the chance to embark on a guided walk along popular Big Bay Beach. There are more than 2 miles of sand beach with ample swimming and fishing at this park that are both secluded and free. That's good.
Larry says moderator, and he's a travel agent. Actually, they're called travel advisors now, right?
He's a travel advisor.
Right. Cheryl and Ed. Creator, we have to go complain to QVC over the lost order.
Oh, geez.
Might have missed some stuff.
Oh,
geez. And good luck on your tree.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that was the final one?
Yep, that was the final one.
So if you missed it and you're looking to do something, an island, but not leave the country, we gave 10 places that are nice places to go. You can watch the replay, and if you want to get in individual islands. If not, thanks for joining us, right, Nance?
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Want to put these on as a...
I'll say.
This is how we intro the show. It was a belated Easter gift from the kids.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us today. And remember, stay young and have fun. Bye.
Have a good one.